not going. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. And I will not go. I will not go. I will not. Let's do that you want to my own. I will not go. I will not. I will not go. 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 I will not go with you. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Have yourself a wonderful day. Hallelujah.
Thank you very much, Michaela. Michaela Morris is one of our resident songbirds. You may have a seat. Thank you. Thank you. For persons who, wow, 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 wow. That's a lot of people. Just recently, we graduated our largest batch of students from UCC, and this is by far the largest orientation that we're seeing. So for persons still standing, we have an overflow room that's 201. You can make your way out to the elevator or stairs. And there are persons there to just show you where to go if you don't have a seat in the auditorium. You will be able to hear and see us just as well. You'll be able to participate just the same. We just don't want you to be standing the entire time. So you're making your way to the second floor. That's number 2 in the elevator, or you go 2 flights up via the stairs up to the second floor because we are full in the house. Thank you so much for your patience and your understanding as we adjust to this bumper crop of students ready and eager to begin their higher education. Give a round of applause to Michaela Morris and Mr. Jemison on keyboards. And keep the round the applause going. Give a round of applause to yourselves. Do you know why? You have made the absolute best decision of your life. You have made the best decision of your life to join us here at UCC for your higher education. The theme of today's orientation is no limits, just persistence. Of course, we have exceeded the limit of the room, but we don't believe in limits, so we're persisting by asking persons to make their way to 201. I am Gary McKenzie. I'm a senior administrator in the Department of Student Services. We'll be hearing about my department, other departments throughout the day, but let's begin proper. Let's begin proper. We began with praise and worship. So those of you who missed church, you still get a little praise and you still get a little worship, but let's just acknowledge the presence of the Lord. Mrs. Andrea Ray, Dean of Recruitment and Enrollment, is going to do our invocation. Give her a round of applause, please.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Mackenzie. Let us pray. You know, we have to put God first in everything we do. Eternal Father, bless our land. Guide us with thy mighty hand. Father, we ask that you come into this session this morning. Father, we thank you for another day. As we sang in the praise and worship earlier, and we invoke your presence here, Father, we thank you that you have given us the opportunity to see another day. And for that, we are most grateful. Father, even now as we go into this new student orientation, Father, we know that you are the one who have even given us the will and the power and above all the motivation to get this done. Father, we ask that you bless each and every student here represented at the Kingston campus, those in the overflow room, those in our campuses across the island, in the Ocho Rios campus, the Maypen campus, Father, the Mandeville, the Montego Bay, those online, Father, we ask a special blessing on each and every one of us and their family represented. Father, as they start this new journey, Father, guide them along the way. Father, we know there's nothing we can do without you. And you have invoked us that if we put you first, Father, everything else will be added onto us. And so, Father, we ask that you take the lead in this session. We ask that at the end of the day, it will be a wonderful session, an informative session, and you will get all the praise and the honor. So we thank you in advance, and we thank you for a great day. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen, amen. Mrs. Ray, I don't think you want to leave your glasses.
Thank you so much.
Even though we ask for the guidance of the divine, we still need sight correction sometimes. Okay, so let me see the hands of those who are here because they're going to be studying business administration. Whoa, that's like almost everybody. That's like half of you. Humanities and law. A couple of persons. Let me see those from the School of IT and Mathematics. All right, so we're going to be calling on you a little later, but in the interest of time, I'd like to acknowledge a couple of persons. I'd like to acknowledge the 4th president of the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean, and in the person about to walk in. No, she's not walking in. I'd like to acknowledge Dr. Paul, but she's outside. She'll be in shortly. Mr. and Dr. Paul, here she comes. Give Dr. Paul a round of applause, please. Yes, you will be getting a bit of greetings from Dr. Paul in a little bit. I'd like to acknowledge Mr. and Miss High School Jamaica High School, who will be taking up a scholarship here. These are the top students from high schools across Jamaica, and they'll be here at UCC. So in a good company. Good company. Because you have already chosen the top school, right? As Dr. Paul would always tell us that UCC is the Ivy League school of the Commonwealth Caribbean. So you're not getting no better than this. So when you talk about universities, you talk about Princeton, you talk about Harvard, when you talk about university in the Caribbean, UCC. All right, so enough of me for now. Let's hear from Professor Colin Giles. Professor Colin Giles is the new president. He was installed recently at our commencement service. He is an award-winning academic with over 30 years of experience in higher education. So from before some of you born, well, before most of you born, he has been in higher education. So he's well experienced, well versed to lead this Ivy League institution forward. So a round of applause for Professor Giles as he brings greetings.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mackenzie. Ladies and gentlemen, all, good morning. How are you feeling today? How are you feeling today? Wonderful, wonderful. You could hardly have chosen a better place to be than to be with us this morning at our orientation exercise. And of course, we do recognize the presence of the Almighty. So for those who perhaps would have been worshiping, we recognize the need to invoke God's presence here. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to recognize all those who are here with us, or those who are joining us online, and those who are here in person. Also, I want to recognize the founders of this great institution, Dr. and Mrs. Adams, Dr. Winston Adams and Mrs. Geraldine Adams. This institution is a great institution. It started some 32 years ago as the Institute of Management Sciences. And it has grown to the point of acquiring another long-standing institution, the Institute of Management and Production, and was rebranded as the University College of the Caribbean in 2004. And later on in 2017, we became the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean, moving from strength to strength. And you are a part of that very important journey. A little child shall lead them. You see, she's giving a round of applause. I want to say to you that you could hardly have chosen a better time to pursue higher education. Back in the day, when I was, and I don't want to date myself, Mr. Mackenzie has already sort of done that. But I remember back in the day, when you left high school, it was very easy to pick up a job because the skills that were needed for the economy at that time were not as advanced as they are today. I remember when the first cell phone came to Jamaica. Let me see all those who remember the cell phone they used to call the fridge. Yes, I remember. But, and so those of us who were from that era before, when you used to have these analog telephones that you have to dial and dial and dial, we have come into a new era and we see ourselves as technology migrants because we from one place, one era, and we are now in a new era. Many of you came on the scene in this new era. And so you are perhaps more technologically inclined than even some of us because we have to learn the new things while you're born into it. But the point is, progress in this day and age requires that you be appropriately trained, that you acquire the skills to be innovators, to be able to keep up with the pace at which society is changing. And so you could hardly have chosen a better time to pursue higher education. And I want to congratulate you on that move that you have made. Give yourselves a round of applause. But not only that, you have chosen the right place to pursue your studies. The University of the Commonwealth Caribbean, as you would see, our motto is fostering leadership and innovation. Leadership means that we want you to be at the forefront of whatever is taking place. We want you to set the pace. That is what we seek to do. We want to be innovators also, because we want to be not only the users of technology, but we want to be the creators of new and better ways of doing things. And so that is what innovation is all about. And so UCC is the largest privately held university in the Caribbean region with over 7,000 students. And we cater to persons who are both employed and who want to upskill or improve their qualifications so that they can have upward mobility in their careers. But in addition to that, we cater to school leavers, to recent school leavers as well. Whatever your station in life, wherever you are, we have a program for you. We are here to provide the bridge between where you are now and whatever it is that your dream is. And so this orientation exercise is intended to help to make life easier for you. Easier to navigate the path ahead by providing you the information that you will need so that you can spend more time focusing on your studies without having to wonder what to do next. We are here to provide you the information, and I want to say that we provide flexible learning pathways, flexible arrangements, so that whether you are working and studying at the same time, or whether you are fully occupied with your studies, you are provided for. And that is what we seek to do. I want to encourage you to pay attention to all the various presentations that will be made during this orientation exercise. The information you receive will help you to be able to make the right choices. Many of you would have chosen your various courses already, and you are going to meet some of the most experienced and qualified instructors, persons of experience who are able not only to share with you the theory, but the practical from their own experience and success. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to welcome you once again. I encourage you to stay the course. As you would have heard, there are no limits for us. That's the theme of this orientation exercise. No limits. Only what? Persistence. And the persistence is up to you. We encourage you. We support you. And remember, if you have any queries, even after the orientation exercise is finished, do not hesitate to ask. We have our student services team, and they are here. They are dedicated to ensure that your questions are answered. Once again, welcome to the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean, the place where we train leaders and innovators. Hopefully, in a few years, as we had our commencement exercise recently, and we had the many persons, nearly 1,000, marching across the stage, collecting their certification, I want you to picture yourself right now walking across the stage in a few years, greeting your relatives and friends and well-wishers and celebrating your success. But remember, it starts here. Once again, welcome and congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Giles. Thank you for your words of appreciation and looking forward. Indeed, I don't know the times when you could have just leave high school and get a job. I'm not that senior, not yet. Not this, despite the gray beard, I'm not that senior. But it was a good history lesson. Thanks, Professor Giles. And it's good to put things in perspective as we look at you beginning this journey. And I tell you, you are the best place. You make the best decision. So today we're going to be talking to persons from different parts of the university. We're going to be talking to the dean of the School of Business, Entrepreneurship and Management, where a lot of you come from. You indicated that earlier. We're going to be talking to Student Financial Services. We're going to be talking to persons from the technical team of that deals with our online platforms. And we're going to have a section where you can ask questions and have them answered. Then we take a short lunch break. After the lunch break, we'll break out into schools. That's on the second floor. We break out into the different schools where you can get to meet your dean, your program coordinators, persons for your school, and ask questions specific to your school. So the other person on stage with us is Dr. Sheila Paul. She's the Vice President of Academic Affairs here at UCC. And I tell you, when we talk about having a vision for where the institution is going, not where the institution can go, but where it is going. Dr. Sheila Paul is the visionary for, and she will be sharing some information with you now. So please give her a nice, big, juicy round of applause.
Good morning. All right. Class of 2028. Let me see who is gearing for that. 2028. We are not going to take longer than 4 years, right? That's the plan. Okay. I come to you from the Office of Academic Affairs, and I bring greetings from all your deans who you're going to meet later, your professors who will be instructing you during the course of your journey here, as well as the students, those who are started before you and will be your peer mentors as you go along. Now, I am not going to give you a long speech. Let me see who's enrolled in UCC 101. UCC 101. God, yeah, I got more than that. That's orientation to university life. Yes, that one. Good. So guess what? That course is offered as an asynchronous, self-paced course. But guess who you will see during the time you are self-paced doing that course? Me. That's right. I have decided I'm going to mentor you through that course because I really want you to get a great head start. All right. So look out for those emails that you'll get from me, for check-in sessions. Although it's self-paced, I'll be doing some check-in to make sure you're doing okay and to see if there are any problems you're having that we can navigate through that journey. We have 5 schools and colleges, well, 2 colleges and 3 schools. We have the School of Business, Entrepreneurship, and Management. And as Mr. Mackenzie said, most of you are enrolled there. Then we have the School of Mathematics, Science, and Technology. Then we have the School of Behavioral Science for all the psychologists and social workers and so on. Behavioral Science, Humanities, and Law for those who want to pursue their law certificates. And then we have the College of Occupational and Applied Studies for those who really want to get in the job market quickly. They do the associate degrees and they can get a certificate so they can start work in an area of allied health or something like that. And then we have the College of Graduate Studies and Research, which I hope you will get into in 2028. So that's the plan. We are on a journey here. And I really want to encourage you to stay focused. We're going to help you create some plans that will, ease some of the distractions while you're studying so that you can really progress at a pace that you really want to progress at. The beautiful thing about going to school and doing higher education is that there are so many possibilities after you get your degrees. So many possibilities. I am from Trinidad and Tobago, but I always say I'm from the better of the 2 islands. Guess which one? Tobago. There you go. But I'm an honorary Jamaican right now. So I enjoy my Jamaica stint, and I'm in, and who knows, I might end up living here because I love it so much. But know that we are here to support you. Just remember, we don't get up every day to say, well, who am I going to harass today? We get up, come in here because we really want to encourage you and support you along the way. All right. So know that you can reach out to me at any time. And if you talk to students, before you, they'll tell you, check Dr. Paul, right? If you're having any issues at all, first you go to your deans and your heads of departments. But if you, come across any obstacles, you can always reach out to me. I'm always available. I really want to encourage you on this journey. This is the Ivy League of Jamaica, of the Caribbean rather. There's none like it. And I really want to make sure that you know that and that you experience that while you're here. So welcome. We are happy to have you join us, and I'm looking forward to meeting most of you, if not all of you, sometime along the journey. Thank you.
See, I told you that Dr. Paul is a visionary now. You're at the start. You're just at the start of your undergraduate journey, and she's telling you that you need to start your master's in 2028. Yeah, she is a visionary. She's really a visionary. So I feel a little generosity spirit coming on to me. Yeah, I feel kind. So this morning I got here early, earlier than most. And when I got here early, there's one thing I didn't tell you about our president, you know. He's been in higher education for 30 years, but he's not old and cold. Professor Giles did a 5K this morning. So when I got here, they were doing the 5K. I mean, I couldn't manage it. But he did the 5K and he's here. But when I got here, somebody said, sir, we need to talk to you. We're here. What time the orientation start? And I'm like, hold on, it's after 6? No, it's after 7. And they're like, we're coming from Westmoreland. And they got here before people who come in from next door. I wonder who that student is. Can you make your way? I want the student to make her way down to the front of the theater so we can give you a prize. And she gave me her name, and I was like, what you doing with so much name? And she said, I don't even tell you all of the names yet. So I'm going to put her on the spot. Tell us what program, you can stand here. Tell us what program you're doing. And then you can ease us into the many names. Just tell us all the names.
Okay, good morning. So I'm doing Bachelor of Science in Criminology and Criminal Justice. And my full name is Tashaniki Walker, VNA Charisma. It's Tashaniki VNA Charisma Walker. All right, slow. All right, so it's Tashaniki VNA Charisma Walker. First name, middle name, and last name.
Please give her a round of applause as I make my way down to give her her prize for being the most charismatic, the earliest. So congratulations, you're early for school and you're early for your success. All the best. I'm just going to stick with Tashaniki. Yeah. See, Miss Walker. Miss Walker. No, there's a gentleman that is here to bring you some kind words of motivation and inspiration. Mr. Craig Welsh. He is an inspector of police. He has over 15 years of service in the force. He has a master's degree in education and criminology. He's a UCC lecturer. We'll tell you about cutting edge people that we're working with. In his spare time, he enjoys farming and doing personal security presentation. He's a motivational speaker and he has a passion for helping others. His motto, and I think this is one we can take away, his motto is, I do not fear death. I fear living without a purpose. Big things. But before we hear from Mr. Welsh, we will have the now resident songbird. Her name is Michaela Murray. She is a business administration student. She will bring us a song, a motivational song. A little thing about Michaela, she is from our Maypen campus, but she made it all the way here today just to inspire you, a praise and worship, and to motivate you in this section.
I can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming, but there's a voice inside my head saying, you'll never reach it. Every step I'm taking, Every move I make feels lost with no direction. My faith is shaking, but I gotta keep trying. Gotta keep my head held high. There's always gonna be another mountain. Always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes you're gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's a climb. The struggles I'm facing, the chances I'm taking, sometimes might knock me down, but no, I'm not breaking. I may not know it, but these are the moments that I'm gonna remember most. Just keep on going, and I gotta be strong. Just keep pushing on. Every season, there's always gonna be another mountain. Always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes we're gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't nobody wants to wait on the other side. Well, it's there's always gonna be another mountain. Always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes we're gonna have to lose. Ain't nobody how fast I get there. Ain't nobody wants to wait on the other side. Well, it's the climb. It's the climb.
Thank you very much. It's the climb. You're not supposed to be hearing me. You're supposed to be hearing our guest speaker. But just a brief public service announcement. If there's anyone here who is parked across the road, that's the S Food supermarket, you would need to move your vehicle or it will be towed shortly. So please, we don't want that kind of drama here. We want excitement, but not that kind of excitement. But there's a gentleman here who is going to bring us, obviously going to bring us some excitement as he motivates us. So please give our guest speaker a round of applause.
UCC present and online, good morning. I hope I get the names right. Professor Giles. And of course, Professor Paul. All right, beautiful, beautiful. You know, one of the hardest parts of starting a presentation is to remember what is called the protocol. And depending on where you are, the protocol can change. So sometimes we get it wrong. What most of us tend to do is just adopt the protocol that was previously established. But some of us take the risk. And since I'm here to talk to you today about no limits, naturally, I'm going to have to take a few risks. Now, the hardest part of starting any speech, any presentation is always the opening. That's the part where the nerves get the best of you, generally speaking. Until you learn that it's not actually nerves, but it's actually excitement. So if you learn how to use that excitement, it becomes a very powerful thing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to limit myself to this but I'm going to come out there and I'm going to talk to you. I hope the cameras can stay with me if I go down there. All right. So maybe I'm going to have to limit myself to here because I want the persons out there to be able to follow us. Now, my father would always do speeches. He does speeches even up to now. Normally he says, you know, go with an acronym because it's easy to remember. Something that persons can say, okay, there was this letter, then that letter, and then that letter. Until I went to college, got my bachelor's degree in psychology, and Professor James Como told me something, and I'll never forget those very simple words. He said to me, sometimes you have to throw out your favorite line to save the poem. And it's deep. It's deep. Sometimes you have to throw out your favorite line to save the poem. Now, why is it that I'm saying that? I'm saying that because I couldn't find an acronym for what I'm about to do today. So what I decided to do is to do what I do in all my classes, all my lectures, is to make it as practical as possible. So even without an acronym, you can remember. And in case you forget that, just remember the guy in the bright suit. You won't forget that, right? Yeah, no matter what happens, you're going, yeah, the guy in the bright suit. So there's always going to be that. So here we go. Now, I want to see a show of hands for all of those who want to be the best version of themselves they can be. Put your hands up. If you want to be the best version of yourself that you can be. Let me see if anybody has their hand down. Because I'm going to pick on that person. All right, so everybody wants to be the best version of themselves they can be. But here's a question. And this is the #1 interview question when you leave here. For those of you who have jobs, you already heard this question. Those of you who don't, you're going to hear this one question. So, tell me about yourself. Now, of course, when you hear that question, you go, and then you've known yourself for so many years, and yet it's so hard in that moment to tell me about yourself. So maybe if I asked you about yourself, you say, oh, you know, I'm a great singer, and, you know, I came from Clarendon, and my mother is this, and my father is that, and you're going to give me a beautiful story. But is that who you are? Is that yourself? Is that yourself? Ask yourself, is that yourself? I came here today to tell you that that's not yourself. You do not know yourself. And so that question is a stupid question. Some of you have not yet met your limits. So therefore you don't know yourself. You're going to tell me that you would never stay with a man who's going to cheat on you because you're a diva and you know your worth. You just haven't met the right man yet. And you're going to tell me that you never spend money on a woman. You just haven't met the right woman yet. You see, what we are limited by is this, the mind. And so there are two things that I'm going to talk to you about today. And that's how we're going to make it easy. The first one is not challenging. It's no limits. Now the persistence part, that's where things get a bit challenging. And I know what a lot of you are thinking. So this is a university and I'm supposed to be going with academic references and all that kind of stuff. But guess what? Like I said, I'm going to just keep it simple. We're going to be very practical. So, what's the fastest car in the world today? Of course, I have to give some reference. I mean, come on. It's a university. Come on. Yeah. What's the fastest car in the world today? Anybody? Porsche. All right. Good try. Anybody said Bugatti? Bugatti. All right. No. I may get the pronunciation wrong because of course I'm Jamaican and I speak English. I don't speak Italian and other languages. So the Koenigsegg Absolute is the fastest car in the world to date. See, you would have gotten a prize. See it, you would have gotten a prize. But you see, you limited yourself. You doubted yourself. So the Koenigsegg Absolute is the fastest car in the world today. And why is this important? Because that car is capable of going 330 miles per hour, having broken 4 world records. Now, For the girls, this is not important. For the guys, maybe you kind of see where I'm going with this. But here's the thing. Before it was this car, there was another car. Before it was that car, there was another car, and there was another car. You want to know the problem with what it is that we believe we can achieve? We put limits on ourselves. So currently, the fastest car is 330. And currently, the fastest man is Usain Bolt. But that's currently. Until some little barefoot boy from down at Trelawney decides that he needs to run from his mother with a serious guava whip. Right? And then we're going to say, you're saying who? Limits, my friends, can be broken. And there really are no limits, neither physical or emotional or financial. There are no limits. So I know this is where people now start to say, but Mr. Welch, you don't understand. You don't understand. I have disabilities, and I understand you have disabilities. Until you meet a guy from Australia who has no hands, no legs. Then you realize that one of the greatest motivational speakers in the world doesn't have hands and legs. So why are you then limiting yourself? Now, I'm going to go into the Bible. I know it's Sunday, and so I am allowed to preach on a Sunday, maybe only on a Sunday. The stupidest man in the Bible was Solomon. And you can quote me for saying that. Stupidest man in the Bible was Solomon. This man could have had riches, money, could have had a wonderful life, but this idiot asked for wisdom. Take it from me. Craig Welch is not going to ask God in heaven for anything. You want to know why? Because when Solomon asked God for wisdom, you know what God gave him? Challenges. That man had so many women. You know how challenging that is to deal with? One of his greatest challenges was 2 mothers came before him with 1 baby, and they couldn't figure out who was the mother for the child. Now, that is what wisdom is. Wisdom is not, you're wise. That's not wisdom. It doesn't come that way. People ask God for patience, and then they're left to stand at the bus stop for 4 hours, and they're wondering why the bus not coming, because you ask God for patience. So I'm not asking God for anything. I'm good. I want to go to heaven and rest, so I ain't asking for none. I'm good. So Solomon, therefore, was the stupidest man who ever lived, because he asked for one of the most challenging things that you could ask for in life, which is wisdom. Now I'm going to put this in context so you understand and so that you understand. You are here seeking a degree. You come in here with your smiling faces and think, oh, the university is just going to hand me a degree and I'm going to walk across the stage and I'm going to smile and take a picture. No. What we are going to do here at UCC is that we are going to push your limits. Yes, yes, yes. Because if it was easy, everybody would do it. And if it were simple, everybody would have achieved it already. So what's going to make you different? What's going to push you beyond where you currently are, which is maybe an associate's degree or maybe a high school diploma? Maybe. What's going to push you beyond that limit? What is going to make you sit down and cry and rip out your beautiful hair for some of the ladies, take off your beautiful nails for some of the ladies, and for some of the man, them mad we are mad out? Yeah, man, make them reference the two sometimes. Sometimes. What is it that is going to make you go beyond where you currently are? So that when you are asked the question in the future, tell me about yourself. It's not just, oh, I have a bachelor's degree in psychology. That's it. No. I've been there. I've done that. I've done some stuff. I remember the time when I had 6 papers due one weekend while simultaneously playing volleyball and doing swimming and balancing a job. I can remember that. So yeah, I have perseverance. That's what they want to hear. They don't want to hear everybody has a degree. So when you put a resume on before someone, you get that interview finally. Not everybody get the interview now, my friend. So when you finally get the interview now, you can't go in there and say the same thing everybody else is saying. Oh, I have a degree from UCC. I mean, there are what, 200 people in the room? Everybody has a degree. So what is it that makes you unique? My friend traveled all the way from Clarendon to come here to sing. That's what makes her unique. And she has a beautiful voice, by the way. Put your hands together for her again. Now, we reference the stupidest person in the Bible. Now I'm going to reference one of the smartest persons in a movie. When you get into one of my classes, you'll realize that I use movies a lot because younger generation, you have to adapt. So you can't, always reference books. You have to reference movies. So how many of you have seen Avengers Age of Ultron? Put your hands up. Okay, all right, cool. All right, work with that. For those of you who have or those of you who haven't, some of you may like Captain America. Put up your hand if you like Captain America. Good guy? No, not really. Okay, all right. Hulk. Yay, Hulk. No. Spider-Man. Thor. God. This is going to be hard. All right. You know who my favorite character in Age of Ultron is? Who? Okay. My favorite character in Age of Ultron is Ultron himself. Ultron made one statement. He says, you want to protect the world, but you don't want it to change. That line resonates, right? You want to protect the world. You want to shield this, your world. This is important to you. This is your world. This is what you're about. But you don't want it to change. That's a big problem. How is it that we are going to achieve no limits if we're not willing to change? I want that one to sit with you for about 2 seconds. 1, 2. So, change is important in breaking limits. You have to be willing to give up some of that something called sleep in order to achieve this. I hear some of you complaining already, But how am I going to do the paper? And I have the kids. And I have to go out because, I haven't gone out in two months. And there's a party this weekend. Which party keeping next weekend? Mass camp. No. Eh? No. Okay. I made that specific reference for a specific reason. But I'm not going to spoil it. But this is the thing, my friends. There are things that have to change. The habits have to change. It must. If you're going to break the limits, you cannot sit comfortably here expecting everything to be brought to you. So this is now where I'm going to go into the other point. We could cheat. There's always that option. Because, of course, these things now, technology has decided that it's going to assist us with AI. So AI could write the paper, right? And you could just go through, right? I mean, why not? Not like them going no. Except they're going to know. Because for every thing that has made to advance you, there's something made to counter that advancement. And even if we can't rely on those things, there's something else that we can rely on. I guarantee that after today's speech, if I were to write a paper on this presentation and submit it, the professors would grade it against what they already know about me. You see, this is the problem. Some people don't understand that the leap is too great. You can't put a sentence together, but yet still you have a perfectly orchestrated paper submitted with clear references. You get 100% on this. But when I see you in class, when I talk to you online, it's not there. So you cannot cheat your way to breaking past your limits. And even if you fool us on the upshot, maybe you're not fooling yourself. So that is now where I'm going to bring in my good old friend, life. Life, which is beyond the college. So we passed the limits. Now we're going into something now we're talking about persistence. Life. When you decide to pursue your degree here at this prestigious college, what's going to happen to you is this, my friends. You're going to realize that all of a sudden, Missy now, who am I going to pick on for this one now? I want a young lady to pick on for this one now. The sugar daddy that paying for you to be here, all of a sudden, money not too dead. Yeah, we know. Hush. Right? Yeah. For some strange reason, the 4 condom where you wear one time, you, sir, you, blue shirt, you. All 4 decide they're gonna burst. And it just so happened at that specific time of the month that she was very happy to receive. And so now you have a child on the way. So you have school fee due, work is on your case. And now you have a beautiful, nagging woman to add to that. It is when we decide that we're going to change that life decides that it's going to throw all the additional challenges at you. So now I'm going to ask you the second question. Why? Why are you doing this in the first place? Because you see, the why is what is going to drive you. Why is what is going to keep you persistent in doing what it is that you're doing. I don't want anybody in here to put up your hand when I ask the following questions. Just think about it. Are you doing it for your mother? Because your mother maybe used to clean a series of floors, professor, in order to make sure that you made it here today, and you want mommy to sit down in front of you on that graduation day, and she's going to be proud. That's great motivation. But I'm going to ask you the question. God forbid, what if something happens to mommy and she's not there? You see what I'm saying? You're doing it because you want to advance your children and you want them to be better than where you are or where you were able to hit your limits. Good idea. But that's for them. What about you? Is it them that's going to make you stay up at night when the money not enough? When the papers are due? When the car break down in the same week? When the boss threatened to fire next week and his finals week that week? Are you going to push yourself beyond those limits? And I'm going to talk to some people because, as we said, we're keeping it very practical, very real. There's some of you who will not be able to complete the degree in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. And that's just a reality. And that's okay. That's fine. Because despite the fact that I stand before you today with 2 master's degrees, 1 bachelor's degree, I've traveled China, America, Canada. Despite those facts, do you know it took me 3 years to get my CXCs? 3 years. I left Calabar in 1998 with 2 dege CXC. 1, 2. I'm what you call a late bloomer. You see, when I felt that shame, Brother Mark, when I felt that shame of only having 2, my friend, you know what I did the year after that? I decided that I see me can hold on for 3 more. And then after that, the year after that, I see me could have hold on for 3 more. And it was at that point that I awakened and I realized, wait, but I am my limit. I am my limit. So guess what? See there on the shirt? What the shirt say? See there? I didn't have professors. I didn't have doctors. I didn't have persons around me at the time. I didn't have YouTube. That thing is brilliant. You can find everything on YouTube. Everything is on YouTube. I didn't have YouTube. I had to draw for the books, my friend. The teachers back then, they were collecting money, but they weren't really teaching. Reality. But I removed the limits from myself. 18 credits, 21 credits in my last year, while working, while playing 2 sports. In my bachelor's career, I have 2 fails to my record. And surprisingly, I didn't fail the courses while I was doing 18 and 21 credits. That's while I was doing 12. Kind of weird. But when I started to push myself to my limits, I found that, oh, wait, there's more. So you know what this police officer did in 2017? I traveled to China. I attended a teaching college. I'm not a teacher. I attended a teaching college as a policeman. Everybody else there is a teacher or training to be a teacher. And you know what I did, my friend? Top the class. No, wait. I didn't top the class. No, I didn't top the class. Wait. Memory. No. I topped China. That's correct. That's correct. Topped China. Not just the class. Got an award for topping China. As a police officer coming out of a teacher's college. Then I said, wait, no limits. This thing can work. Now, while I was there, my friend, the food in China is a bit different. I mean, a lot of you say, I go to China, Chinese food, lovely. No, the taste is a little different. I'm not going to tell you it's bad. It's just a little different. A little different. Now, while I was there, all I hear was burning out. Acid reflux problems. And that pain sits with you. I suffered from insomnia. And that sits with you. You don't sleep. That makes the situation worse. But here's the thing, my friends. If you're going to be persistent, you have to learn to use
Terribly sorry to disturb the speaker. We have a car that's blocking and we have an emergency. Silver Axio 9241KQ. Silver Axio 9241KQ. You are blocking. There is an emergency. You need to move now.
All right. So we'll get back into it. Person who has the car, please. Just what you need to do. So, despite these physical challenges, you know what I use the insomnia to do? Since I'm already up at night, study. Just makes sense. You're already up. So you might as well do something with it. You might as well do something about it. And then, despite me being there for teaching, I learned so much about biology. Because I now needed to figure out in this foreign land where they speak a foreign language, How is it that I'm going to help myself? What foods to eat, how to eat, how long to eat, what clothes to wear, what position to try to sleep in, and how to communicate effectively what's going on with me, with them. Your challenges, my friends, when it comes to limits, when it comes to being persistent, the good book says they are not there to break you, but they are there to work together to push you beyond those limits. So sadly, when your children start to give you trouble at that particular time, it is not there to frustrate you and to make you want to use the F word at them. It is at that time that you need to dig deeper inside yourself and realize that, okay, I have hit something here that is a glass ceiling, but it is not a real limit. I can go beyond this. So now I know how to deal with stress. I know how to deal with work, simultaneously giving me problems as a children. Simultaneously, my professors are down on my case, demanding papers. And when you achieve that, it is that makes you walk up here with pride in the end and say, yes, I have done it. It is when, unfortunately, for some of us, as I said, 4 years will go by and we're not going to achieve it. 6 years will go by, 8 years will go by. But do you know the pride that you feel when you finally get it done? I can proudly now reference that it took me 3 years to get HCXC subjects because it's so far behind. I've done so much since then. And some of you might say, but Mr. Welch, really, I mean, we hear what you're saying, but it's easy for you to say, I mean, Inspector Police, I mean, what is he talking about? Over the past 4 months alone, I've lost $4.5 million in livestock. Over the past 4 months alone. Do you know what I'm going to do now? What do you think I'm going to do now? Give up? No, man, write a book. Write a book. Yeah, man, we can't give up. I have not yet reached my limit. And so I came here today to tell you that any limit that you have set for yourself is just you set the limit for yourself, my friend. Anything that you think you are dependent on, that you need it in order to make it through this, it is not external, it is internal. And no matter how wonderful the things are outside, my brother, you see, if you limit yourself inside, you will never achieve it. Never. So I'm going to make another reference for the guys. It's like putting a Lamborghini engine in a pit. You're limited by what is physically out there, despite you having all of this awesome power inside. So the first thing you have to do is to change what it is that you believe about yourself. There are no limits to what you can achieve. There's this thing floating around on TikTok, and I'm going to close now. There's this thing floating around on TikTok that says that we're all going to die one day, and within a week, we'll be forgotten. In 100 years, your things will be sold and no one will remember your name. So live for now. Live right now. Worry about what's here. But guess what? I've done many presentations across Jamaica. And sometimes I wear this suit. You don't need to remember my name. Just remember the suit. Every time you feel like things getting rough and tough, just remember, yeah man, the man in a bride suit did say. He said, that guy in the bride suit, he said, don't remember the name. And some of you might see me on the road because I work in a halfway tree. Some of you might see me on the road and say, bride suit man. Yeah man, that's okay. I'll try not to give you the ticket you deserve. Yeah, I'll try. I'll try. No promises, but I'll try. Right? But that statement is not true. That statement is not true. Who remembers Paul Bogle? Put up your hand. If you no, the national hero, I go through the door, no, because I kind of start worrying, you know. It gets sticky, you know. Get sticky, you know. Rough. Look like we have a remedial class before we start the thing, you know. Showing you the weaknesses from early. But he died. And it wasn't last week. Wasn't last week. Who remembers? We're going back to the Bible. Jesus Christ. Put up your hand. But he died. Didn't he? So that statement doesn't seem to be true. It means then that I am charging you today to remove the limits of your life itself. You are capable of making a change, a difference in this world, in your world. Starting with changing your belief set about what is possible for you. Jamaica has a significant crime problem, and I'm waiting for some forensic psychologists to emerge to help us with that problem. Jamaica has serious financial challenges, and I'm waiting for a mother who has 6 children who has already figured out how to balance. God knows how she do it. $20,000 to send 6 children go to school. Respect her, you know. Respect her. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Big up to that woman, yeah, man. Big up. Big up to her, man. We are waiting for persons to put those skills and abilities behind their academic achievements and help us, Jamaica land, we love to be a better place. That's what we're talking about. Breaking the limits. A lot of people think, oh, the answer is somewhere else. No, the answer is here. Once you achieve that, you become what computers are trying to do now, which is the ability now to be in many different places at many different times. Because people will reference you. People will remember you. So even if you're not Usain Bolt, fastest man in the world, and you're not the absolute, the fastest car in the world, you could become that one person, that one guy or that one girl who did that one thing that led to that one thing that made everything different. No limits. Persistence only. Bless you.
No limits, no limits. We now have a performance, and then you will hear from me again.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Aladeen Palmer, and I am a proud Summa Cum Laude graduate of the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean. Now, like some of you here today, you might be nervous starting this journey, and I was too when I started mine. That same year, Shensia had a blessed challenge, and I decided to, enter. That song I wrote became my mantra. It's something that I reflect on every time I felt like giving up or I needed a reason to push to do those DQs and being up late, doing all those assignments and studying. Today I've graduated. Well, last July I graduated. And I'm here to tell you that one thing to take away from my performance today, that the only one that can stand in your way is you. The only one that can get in the way of your success is you. Because the only person that can limit yourself is you. You see me. 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 Right? You see me. All right, yeah, so I'm getting the degree. See, you see me. What's the right option for me? Higher education. Done. Higher architecture. You right. Done. My intention. But it's like one. You think it's easy to work and go to school and say education at the right school. The right school fix open and ignore is the fact where we not be ignored. Success is a combination of hard work, patience, dedication, and consistency, determination. Attending university is an experience. Let me tell you, no policy will test your patience. Group work is a required component. Wasn't a factor. And yeah. Hey, I'm now. We perform group work and make the fight with people. Our people. Yeah. Yo, group work is dangerous command. Yeah, a good leader. Hey, you right? Don't make it use. When you say use, that's the right option for me. You say you right? Don't be getting use. You say use. The right option for me. Hey, some lecture make a catch hard for you. Then for me like a real big. That's make the work seem much harder for fighter and survivor. Then he who make that. Remember them go through. I tell the life. I tell the life from lecturer. Not finished. Learn this. It is not a bed of fruit. Creation crisis. Some students not cross. But if you determine, are you there? And yeah. Yeah. Time get me to you. I'm married. I'm a winner. And graduate. It's not up to me.
All up. Yeah. Right.
Whole and
Clean and self. Tell you, it's not bad. It's not the broke. Believe in yourself. Regardless of what others do or say. The plan apart. You are safe. You you are safe. It's not worth it when you get a degree. It's not thing. You see, right? You see, right? Talking about getting the degree. You say you see was the right option for me. You say you see. Right, you wanna go get the degree. You see the right option for me. Very much.
I have talent, you know. I have talent. I don't know why you mute my mic. I have talent. I would like to say muchos gracias to the man who topped China, Mr. Craig Welch. Thank you very much for your words of inspiration, sir. So, and I know as new students, you're kind of wondering what the lecture is going to be like. The lecture is going to be lit, as the new generation would say. Because your examples, sir, your examples are real and practical. But, you know, as a police officer, he sees people from all walks of life in all situations. So that's good. We'd like to also thank Aladdin Palmer, who recently graduated and brought us that dub poetry UCC. I guess so you go get your degree. Why do no one play the beat for me? I have talent. I'm not playing. Okay, at this point, we're gonna have a few presentations. We're gonna be brief because I can see people start to look a little like hungry, start to creep in. And I know people who come in from Westmoreland, even though they probably bring some stuff. They told me that Beryl kind of brewed on a lot of the stuff, so they don't have all the fruits. So we're gonna look at the overview of UCC. So we told you that you've made the best decision of your life because we already know, but I know some of you are not sure. So let's start by telling you welcome to UCC. And let's look at who we are as UCC. Professor Giles already spoke about the fact that UCC was established when IMS acquired IMP, which was at this location. Both institutions were merged and it became the University College of the Caribbean. We are now known as UCC. Why is my logo skewed? And our tagline is fostering leadership and innovation. But what is it that we do at UCC? Here, we look at providing education in a manner that you can't get elsewhere, which is why we're the Ivy League, right? So we have flexible options for collegiate learning, and collegiate learning really refers to learning at the tertiary level or the college level. And that's usually for self-directed adults. So if you're taking notes, write down that self-directed. That's very, very important to your journey here. We have a variety of programs that spans diplomas, bachelor's degrees, and master's degrees in a wide variety. Mr. Welch will tell you that he teaches in psychology department. He teaches criminology. A lot of you doing IT and business. So we have a lot of degrees in a lot of areas. But here, this is why UCC stands out above all the other institutions. Flexible qualification. So you might not get like our guest speaker, you might graduate with numero dos, Wherever you are, we have a good starting point for you to take the next step into your tertiary education. And we have diversity of faculty, staff, and programs here. And our programs, we don't bluff about this, our programs are actually top tier programs. And we do so by offering local and international programs here. But let's look at some of the things that the mission and the vision that guides everything we do here at UCC. Our mission is to provide access to high quality and flexible educational programs. So educational programs exist elsewhere, exist right across the island, right across the Caribbean, but there is usually a challenge to access. And that's our mission. Our mission is to erode those limits to make sure that everybody have access. And apparently it's working because now we have exceeded the limits of this place. So we're looking at doing that where we prepare the students to become community and business leaders in an environment where everyone is valued, right? We're just paraphrasing because of time. And our vision is to provide a broad-based educational opportunity through partnerships. So we don't do this alone. We work with other institutions. We work with partners within the region, international partners, to give you access via different delivery modes to make sure that you not only have access, but that you can also ensure that you have the quality education that you need. This word is a big word, an important word in the landscape of higher education. Accreditation. What accreditation is, it really means we say we can do it. We know we can do it. We tell you that, and you might have a little doubt, but we get a stamp of approval from other persons to show that we're not just saying this, but we are certified, we are approved to offer the degrees that we offer. So we have international and local accreditation. International accreditation by a body like ASIC, which is the International Institution of Accreditation, which is based in UK. We are a member of the American Council of Education, ACE, and the Commonwealth of and OAS consortia of universities. We are a part of locally, UCJ. We are registered with UCJ, and we are one of only 6 institutions in Jamaica that's accredited for delivery of higher education. And that's big. That's big because we are the ones removing the barriers. As you know, other people have education, but we're removing the barriers so that you can get your higher education. We don't believe in having those limits. We're removing them. So as it comes down to what we do as a university, we have different departments, and there are different academic departments. Professor Paul is the Vice President of Academic Affairs. So she's responsible for these different academic departments, which includes the School of Business, Entrepreneurship and Management, which half of you come from, 3/4 of you come from that school. The School of Behavioral Science, Humanities and Law, the School of Mathematics, Science and Technology, the College of Occupational and Applied Studies, and of course, Dr. Paul already told you that when you finish your undergraduate degree, you're going to do your master's degree. That's where you do it, the College of Graduate Studies. So where you're going to take it to the next level, College of Graduate Studies and Research. The UCC, the university, is a part of a UCC group, and there are a few other institutions within the group, which includes the Corporate Education Department, and the Corporate Education Department offers short courses that are relevant to different fields of study or different fields of practice, like accounting or supervisory management. And there is a business development arm of the UCC group that you will learn more about along your journey. All right. So we are all across Jamaica. You're right here. You're in Kingston. We have a campus in May Pen, campus in Mandeville, Montego Bay, and Ocho Rios. And of course, we're online. So UCC is everywhere. There is no limit for you to study because we are actually everywhere. You can clap. You can clap. Me hear the clap. Me hear the clapping coming. Don't suppress it. Don't suppress it. But we are intent on supporting you through this journey. So we are accredited. We tell you what we do, but we're not just taking you in and having you do this by yourself. And there's a team of persons that will help you along the journey, which include the academic support team. Of course, the lecturers are a part of that academic support team. The program coordinators will help you with the selection of your courses, understanding your curriculum map. You will speak to your program coordinators in a little bit when we have our breakout rooms. And of course, the library is where you get the resources, because not all of the knowledge up here, and we're not going to use the AI to get our way through. So you will have to go through the library to get information. Other parts of the university support team includes the university registry. This is where all your records are kept. You get a grade. We'll make sure you have that grade. Everything from the time you're starting to the point where you're going to graduate, your records are kept in the registry. Student financial services is where you get support to ensure that you can finance your way through your higher education and get to the end where you're crossing the stage successfully. Technical support from online. I just saw a gentleman from online walk in. He will be speaking with you briefly. And of course, the department which I'm a part of is student support services, where we help you with the social, getting along, and onboarding like this one. That's where we go. So you have a whole support team to help you through the process. We're not just throwing you out in the deep and leaving you. You're taking the limits off, but we're also taking the limits off because we're there with you toe to toe. What you must expect. Expect hard work, because it is hard work. But here's what you must also expect: exciting courses that are relevant to you, supportive lecturers, stimulating environment that have you think about things in a way that you've never thought about it before, that have you challenged to push those limits out. You're gonna make new friends. You're gonna meet new people. I'm sure some of you met new people since you've been here. Exciting, energizing discussions in your class. You can see that we're going to be having some discussions we're just listening to one of our lectures, building new skills, because there's no learning without building new skills, learning new ways of taking on challenges. And of course, the whole aim of this is not just so you can get a paper and go sit down. We're preparing you for your career advancement, where you can make it to the next level and and also make a difference in the world. All right. Here's what you will need to do. Remember this? Remember this? Anybody remember, knows what this is? We've heard it a couple of times since morning. The truth is, self-directed learning is a little bit different. Can I see the hands of those who are coming from high school? Oh, it's a number of you. So yeah, it's a little bit different. I see a rep in your Calabar. All right, so it's a little bit different from high school. Self-directed learning, as it suggests, is you pushing yourself to the limits, pushing away the limits, and getting there. But you have the support team. We talked about the support team. So it is really understanding that you are the driver of yourself getting to the end of this degree. There are a couple of things that are different between high school and university. In high school, your parents will make sure you do your homework. No, mom, I don't know homework yet. No, go do your homework. Your teachers will follow up on you. Here, you have to set your own priorities. Big people things. Big people things. So here you're setting your priorities, and you are, of course, you have support systems. Can I see the hands of parents in the house? Ooh, there's a lot of parents. Can I see the hands of spouses in the house? So you are not coming to school, but you're a significant other. Yes. All right. So we do have support system, and there's a lady hiding around the back. So you do have support system, but the priority, as our guest speaker says, is not about what you're doing to make mommy proud, or not what you're doing for the next generation. It's coming from inside. And it's coming from inside, and that is what is going to help you to remove those limits. Oh, this one is a little fuzzy. So in high school, your teacher will come to you and say, Billy, did you do the homework? I realize you didn't, you got a lower grade than usual. You take charge here at university. You realize, boy, I got a 90 on the first one. I got an 87 on the second one. It dropped down to 70, but no, something right here. So let me make an appointment to speak to my lecturer. Right? So it is really on you. As I said, big people things, we are at the point where you are now taking charge of your life. You're taking charge of your learning. You're taking charge of your outcomes. All right? So there are some tips. And for people who like to take notes, take these notes. These will help you throughout life. So there are a couple of tips that we are going to go through that can help you with your higher education study. One is, and I absolutely love this one, thanks Dr. Dawkins, treat your online classes like real classes, because they are real classes. So you don't log on. Quick joke. So during the pandemic, I have 2 children. During the pandemic, there was no school except online. My younger daughter is classic. I hope she don't see this recording. Classic. She would get out of bed the regular time, go downstairs, boot up the laptop, log on to class, and go back upstairs and crawl under the sheet and go sleep. Class is going on. She's in class. But no. Treat your online classes like real classes, because they are real classes, and that's where you are actually learning. And make sure you're engaging in your online class. You know, log on and you're going to talk on the phone, and you log on one device on class and the other device is on Netflix or Spotify, or you're scrolling through reels. Yeah, see what I wonder what Cartel do. I wonder if we can get a ticket to the concert. No. You treat your classes like you would if you were sitting in front of a lecturer with your classmates. All right, second tip is do some work every single day. And I can tell you, this is absolutely essential. This is the way you stay on top of things. So talk about eventualities when you have your end of module exam, and you have that challenging paper that you need to submit, and that's the time life decides to step in and challenge you again. That will happen, and because that will happen, you spend some time every single day to make sure you get some work in. The recommendation is for every hour that you have a lecture, there's 3 hours of self-study. And that includes reviewing your notes, reading ahead of class. This one, the second one, reading ahead of class. All students who ace classes do this. You want to ace a class, read ahead, stay ahead, be ahead at all times. Make notes, have questions. So when you go to the class, you have questions for the lecturer. Sir, miss, I read this and I don't understand. They might tell you, we don't reach there yet, but when you get there, you will know and you will get your answers. Create a regular study space and stay organized. You want to make sure you have a space that is your space, a time that is your time. And, you know, there are some of us who have large families. When people sleep in, that's a good time to study. If you're home before everybody else, that's a good time to study. Whenever you can get a quiet time, you do that. Make sure you have your internet ready. Make sure you have the material ready at the space, because what you don't want is to have the distraction of, oh, I'm going to study. You boot up the laptop. Oh, I need the book. You gone for the book. Oh, I need the phone because I need to message my group mates. Just get everything together at once and make sure you have everything. So this other thing is to get headphones so you can listen to the lecturers, especially your lectures, because your lectures are recorded and you can listen to those, especially if you are in a shared space. For me, it's kind of weird, but for me, I don't know if anybody else does this, but I study with music. Anybody else do that? All right. So I study with music. So if there are people around me and it's a shared space and I need to try to focus, I'm playing some music. I'm not going to tell you which music I play yet, but I'm playing some music. So you can make sure you have a way to ensure that you are focused during this particular time so that you can do this, which is eliminate distractions, Netflix, catching up with the latest gossip, scrolling. Listen, you see that scrolling something there? You see that scrolling something there? There's a lie from the devil. Like, the algorithm knows you so well that it gets into you like a drug. Once you start scroll, that's interesting. Oh, wow. And then you look at our pass. I never thought this was a real thing. Like recently, I deleted most of my socials from the phone, but guess what? I'm still on the computer. So work in progress. Work in progress. Baby steps. But for the time that you're trying to study, make sure you eliminate those distractions so that you can have that time set aside for focus. I remember we're doing the 3-to-1 ratio. For every hour that you have a lecture, you try to put in 3 hours for this. So we're at 5 of 6 participation, and we hinted on this a little bit before. Participate in your lectures. Because here what? The challenge that we observe is that the students that tend to fall behind are the ones who don't participate. Sometimes, I use your phrase, sometimes people ask stupid questions in a lecture and you're like, ah, God, why am I asking these stupid questions? But these are the people who want answers. These are the students who want to know. It's not a stupid question. There are no stupid questions. Exactly. You want to know. So even though the question might, and everybody will probably unmute and say, sir, I'm tired for your question from her, But she wants to know. He wants to know. And those people tend to excel. The ones that sit at the back of the class or hide in the Zoom, you don't be that one. So you want to make sure that you take part in your discussion question, your group work, your reading assignment, the videos, all of those things are important. Second to last part, if you feel like you're falling behind. No, I want you to read that, please. Read that. Right. If you feel yourself fall, read it out loud, please. Everybody, please. Like, I could say that 1,000 times so that you remember it, like how we did the UCC dub poetry a while ago. But that is absolutely essential. Don't tell the lecturer a week after the assignment was due, or the night. The assignment is due at 11:59, and 11 o'clock you call in the lecturer, sir, I never understand. I never even get the thing. Everybody else uploading and I never. No. As early as possible, you realize you're falling behind. Participate. Let it be known that you have a challenge. Email the lecturers. And as Dr. Paul says, if you're not getting through when you talk to your deans, Dr. Paul is always available. And trust me, when Dr. Paul is on the case, police officer don't have anything on her. I tell you that. All right. So, and this last one is absolutely essential. And I put a lot of you on the spot now. I see a number of persons taking pictures of the slides. And it's easy and it's convenient. But what gets our brains engaged is when we listen, we write, we rephrase. And then when you're doing that 3-to-1, when you're going over your notes, you're like, oh, what is minute right? Okay, yeah, I remember now. And that builds pathways in the brain so you remember this stuff. I have screenshots and pictures in my phone from 10 years ago that me never remember me taking them picture there. Oh, it was something I was going to look back at, but I didn't. So get yourself in the practice of taking notes, underline, highlight. I have a highlighter scheme because I carry 5 highlighters in my bag every day. And I have a highlighter scheme of things with varying importance, things that are absolutely urgent, things I need to look at, things I need to refer to someone else. So you need to make sure you take notes and engage that way, because it's not just about collecting the information, it's about processing the information and have the information change you as you grow, as you learn. All right, so take notes. Colin Powell, there is a quotation from him that says, there is no secret to success. It's the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from your failures. So the failures will come, but failures are not fatal. We are going to learn from those failures as we move forward. And the only thing that grows without work, bush, weeds. That's the only thing that grows without work. So there's hard work that's going to be put in. Quite often when I talk to students, and they're like, sir, why it have to be so hard? Because we're pressure testing you. So when you get that piece of paper and you take that piece of paper to say, I have a degree from the Ivy League institution of the Caribbean, persons know that you're pressure tested and you're ready for whatever job you applied for. So when you put that number on the application form to say you want that, they say, oh, that's all you want? You take it for joke. Oh, what happened to my clicker? Okay, it looks like we're done there. This is your mission. This is your mission. I want to see every single one of you in here, upstairs, and online, grinning your teeth like these people at graduation, crossing the stage, shaking the president's hand, the vice president's hand, taking your picture, making your family proud, but knowing that you removed the limits, pushed yourself forward, and you made it across the stage. And not just across the stage, you made it through the pressure test that we put you through, because this is where your journey continues. Thank you very much. All right. I just changed hats, so I'm now the MC again. Oh, Mrs. Sonia Davidson is the dean of the biggest school at UCC. She's the dean of the School of Business, Entrepreneurship, and Management. And she's going to tell us now about what's important about this semester that you're starting. So big things from Mrs. Davidson. So give her a round of applause as she shakes the president's hand and make her way here.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Give yourself a good clap. I am so happy to see all of you here in the lecture theater. Those that I will meet later when I go upstairs to the second floor. We didn't expect to have this overflow. Those on YouTube, because I was watching on YouTube before I came in, and that is also full. And those beaming in from our regional campuses. Welcome, everyone. It is really, really a pleasure to have you all joining UCC and to have your support teams with you. I saw the hands of the parents, guardians, and the spouses, significant others who are here to support the students actually joining our programs. And you are taking a bold step. Our guest presenter really put it in context, and I hope that you have made notes about what he said. Remember the suit, okay? For those of you who are audiovisual like me, that was a good tip, all right? Remember the suit, and you'll remember what he said. So I want to go into a quick presentation. Just putting some things in context for you. You can make some jottings as we go along. So you are joining an exciting educational institution. Everybody this morning has told you that. We really do try to meet the needs of our constituents. And most of you, let me see the hands, are working and planning to come back to school to improve on your professional qualifications. Let me see the hands of those of you who are working and planning. You see, this is a demographic mostly of our students, people who are working and have made that bold decision to continue with their schooling even while working. Let me see those who are just coming out of high school with the CSEC passes last week and joining us full time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are going to have fun on campus with us. So we plan to make things exciting and fun, but in the end, we want you to achieve your outcomes, what your goals are for being here. And we try to put the needs of our students first. And one of the things you will note with us is because we know our demographic, that most people are working and coming to school, that many of our classes are in the evening after work or on weekends, Saturday night, Sunday. Because we know there are persons who work Monday to Friday, and the only time they can get to really attend classes is on a Sunday. So for us here, Sunday is a full day of classes, both on campus and online. So we try to put our students' needs first. So your classes, as I mentioned, could be face-to-face, where you have to come in on campus. It could be hybrid, where some of the classes are online and some of the classes you have to come in face-to-face based on the topic that the lecturer is going to be covering. There are some things that just don't work well online. We know the challenges. And so your lecturer will provide you with a teaching plan for hybrid classes that says, okay, when we're doing these topics, I want you in the classroom with me where we can go through this and do the practice exercises and make sure you understand these concepts before our next class, which may be online. So be prepared for that. And there are some students who, because of where they are, they can only attend classes online. So we try to be flexible and accommodate our students. For this semester, which is our fall semester, from September to December, it's a 13-week semester where you will have 12 weeks of classes with your lecturers, and 1 week is carved out for your midterms or mid-semester exams. That week is the 8th week of the semester, and I will give you those dates a little bit later on. So it's a 13-week class session semester, and 1 week is carved out for when you will do your midterm or mid-semester exams. To support you along the way, we have 3 teams. Mr. Mackenzie introduced himself as being from Student Services. You met O'Neill Dow as well. That's our Student Services team that will help you with the social skills and the recreation and the community engagement and those things. But supporting them are 2 teams. Your program coordinator, who is in charge of the degree program that you may be doing. And you will meet those program coordinators in your breakout sessions later today. We also have our faculty. So our lecturers are also advisors. And as Mr. Mackenzie said in his presentation, if you're having a challenge, then there's nothing wrong in making an appointment with your lecturer to have a discussion about where the challenges are and how you can improve or move forward. So we do have the support mechanisms in place. You heard about self-directed learning, independent learning. That's where we are. Big people things, as Mr. Mackenzie said. All right? So you will have lectures. Your lecturers will provide you with additional reading material or links to videos that will support the material that they have presented or want you to research, or provide you with assignments that require you to go and do some research, learn something on your own and bring it back, discuss it, and come up with new concepts. So we need to get ready, okay? How are we gonna get ready? we must make sure that we are fully registered for our degree programs. And registration closes on the 4th of September. So you have between now and the 4th of September to sort out the courses that you'll be doing and to make sure that you do your arrangements with Students Financial Services. You'll hear from them later. Sort out the financial arrangements because they're the ones who ultimately complete your registration once your financial arrangements are in place. So all of this must be done by the 4th of September. All classes start on Sunday, September 8th. So the timetable becomes active and our lecturers don't have any grace period. We're hitting the ground running because we have a plan that we must complete in 13 weeks. So if you're going to be ready, you must make sure that your registration is completed so that we can make sure that you are enrolled in your classes and have access to your classes. We do have a 2-week period, which is called the add-drop period, for 2 weeks, where you can make any minor changes to your course selections or classes. So you may have been waiting on a transcript to come in and be evaluated by our registry department. And when that happens, you get communication to say, okay, you have been exempted from this course. And so if it was selected for you, then you need to have a conversation with your program coordinator and make those changes. But once we get to the 20th of September, that portal closes. No further changes can be made to your registration. We have one public holiday this semester, which is National Heroes Day on the 21st of October. Usually on a public holiday in Jamaica, no classes are held. However, since COVID, people have become a little bit more flexible. And so if it is that between your lecturer and yourself, if you have a class on a Monday, the majority decides that we still want to have our class, even though it's a public holiday. That's the flexibility that the university allows. Other than that, if there's no class, your lecturer will schedule a makeup class somewhere further down in the semester so that you get all the materials and the engagements that are required. The last teaching day for classes is the 7th of December. That's when the 13 teaching weeks will end. And then we get into what is known as our end of semester assessments or final assessment period from the 9th of December to the 19th. I want you to take note of these dates because, especially those of you who are working, please, 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 let your supervisors and your managers know that you're going back to school. Your final exams are going to be during those dates, and you may need to beg off a few hours to do your exams. Your final exams will be during the day. We have a sitting at 9 a.m. for 2 hours. We have a sitting at 12:30 p.m. for 2 hours. And we have a sitting at 4 p.m. for 2 hours. On a rare occasion, we may have a 6 p.m. sitting, depending on how the timetable is running. But by and large, most of your final assessments will be during that exam period. And so if you know you need to beg off time, please advise your supervisors and your managers from now so it does not become a surprise later down in the semester. We will have our student awards function on the 23rd of December, prize giving for those of us coming out of high school. So please take note of that date. And then the last date for the semester is the 23rd. And so you go off on Christmas break thereafter. Let's talk about two important words that you may have seen in your acceptance letters. One is matriculation, and the other term is student progression. What is matriculation? It means satisfying the minimum requirements to enter the university. And just like most other universities, it is 5 CSEC subjects or the equivalent, including math and English. I just saw an article yesterday, CSEC, about the math grades. And I saw an article this morning, I don't know if you saw it, Dr. Paul, concern about matriculation into university because of the high failure rates in math and English. So there are a number of students who have 5 subjects, but they don't have the math and English. And so there's a challenge in moving on to university. At UCC, we don't turn you back because of that. We have ways to assist you to get your matriculation up to speed. And I will explain that to you in a little while, okay? We also have what is called conditional acceptance to help those who don't have the 5 subjects, including math and English. So your package may have said full acceptance, that means you have met the minimum matriculation requirements, or your package may have said conditional acceptance, which means we're taking you in, but we're gonna let you step back and bring yourself up to speed for full matriculation before you get into the full degree program. Does everybody understand? All right, good. How do we do that? Get you up to speed. We have what are called foundation courses. They don't carry any credit towards your degree, but these are the courses that will help you to bring yourself up to speed for matriculation. These courses are also important for you to progress in your degree program because there are some courses in your degree program that require you to have the competency of grade 1 or 2 in math, English, or accounts to move forward. So again, if you have a grade 3 in math, English, or accounts, or you don't have those courses, you're going to be asked to do the foundation courses to bring you up to speed for matriculation or to progress in your degree program. So those foundation courses are English for academic purposes, which is equivalent to CSEC English, Core Math, which is equivalent to CSEC Math, and Fundamentals of Accounting, which is equivalent to Principles of Accounting. So when you have your discussion with your program coordinator or your campus manager, wherever you are, this discussion will be held as to whether or not you need to clear these foundation courses before you can do some of the degree courses. In terms of the student progression, you will find that academic writing 1 requires you to have grade 1 or 2 in English A or a pass in our foundation course in English. College algebra requires you to have grade 1 or 2 in CSEC Math or a pass in our core math course. Financial accounting requires you to have grades 1 or 2 in Principles of Accounts or a pass in our Fundamentals of Accounting course. So this is why I'm letting you know that to progress to some of the courses in the degree program, you have to meet certain requirements. What about our assessments? How are you assessed here for success in your courses? We have, by and large, a 60-40 weighting to how your courses are assessed. You're going to get assignments that value 60% weight of the course. And your final exam or your final assessment, because not everything is an exam, some are projects, some are research stuff, some are things you have to demonstrate practically. That final assessment is weighted at 40% of the course. But we don't add up the 60 and the 40. Because we have made it so easy for you to get over that hurdle to pass the course by 60% being allotted to coursework, we have a caveat in there. You must pass the coursework component and you must pass the final exam in order to pass the course. All right? So don't believe you got 40 out of 60 for coursework and you end up getting 10 out of 40 for the final and that you have passed. You won't pass. You need to get 20 out of 40% weighting to pass the course. All right? So you must pass coursework and you must pass the final assessment in order to pass your courses. There are a few courses that we refer to as competency-based. That means all of the assignments add up to the 100% weighting. To pass those courses, you must do all of the assignments. And once you have a total of 50% or more, you will be getting a pass in those courses. If you don't do all the assignments, you're not going to pass the course. So the moral of the story is, if you want good grades, you must do all your assignments and do them well. Moral of the story? Am I correct? Okay, good. Your mid-semester or midterm exams, that those of you coming out of high school would refer to, is going to be in the 8th week of the semester, October 27 to November 2. You won't have to beg any time off for this because the assessments will be done during your class time. Okay? So the 2 hours you have allotted or 3 hours you have allotted for your class time, your mid-semester will be done during the class time. That mid-semester assessment is 20% of your coursework. So please try and pass it, all right? So 20% of coursework is earmarked for your midterm or your mid-semester assessment. The end of semester assessment now is where we have the challenge, as I said. Those exams, if they're timed exams, are going to be done during the day. And so, especially for those of you who are working, please make sure you give your supervisors and managers advance notice about the exam period. Our timed exams are 2 hours long. And please, do not plan to travel during this time. All right? You know from now it's December 9 to 19. Do not book any tickets before December 20, please. All right? Why? All Jamaican resident students are required to do their exam here in Jamaica at a campus location. All right? So whatever campus you selected as your preference when you did your application, that campus is going to be reflected in your student management system profile, and that is a campus where the exams department is going to make preparations for you to sit your final exam if it's a timed exam. So please do not make any arrangements to fly out for Christmas. I'm sorry. Before the 20th of December, right? Only students who legitimately live overseas are given the opportunity to do their exams in an online modality, and we use an external proctoring service to invigilate those exams. The proctoring fee is included in the tuition fee for students who are overseas. So only students who have legitimate residency overseas, and that is reflected in their student management system profile, will be allowed to sit exams online during December. Ever get any email, when the exam timetable come out? Miss, help. I book a ticket for the 19th and the exam is 4 o'clock and the flight is 12 o'clock. I had one of that. Okay? Please, so please make the appropriate arrangements. The other important thing is that when you meet with your program coordinator and your campus managers, they will share with you what is called a curriculum map. The curriculum map is a document that spells out all the courses that you're required to complete for your degree program in the order that they should be done. Because we structure our program so that one course prepares you for the other, and so on until you get to year 4. So the curriculum map details the courses you are required to do in the order that they should be done. But guess what? Each of you here today come in with different qualifications. Some people come in with full acceptance. They have met the full matriculation requirements. Some people, even though you have met the basic matriculation requirements, you might have to do 1 or 2 foundation courses. Some people have conditional acceptance. Some people are coming in with an associate degree from somewhere else. And so you get what are called advanced standings. You're going to skip over some of the courses that are the same for your previous degree program. So everybody's mapping is different. You cannot use someone else's map for yourself. So you must engage with your program coordinator and get your personalized curriculum mapping to show what you should be doing and when. And every semester when we have registration, we have something called academic advising. Every semester, you have to engage with your program coordinator. Look at your mapping, where you have reached, and what are the next set of courses to be done. We don't just throw you out there to the wolves. We have a very robust academic advising process. And this is to make sure that you have a seamless transition right through to graduation. I know it's tiny, but this is what it looks like. The courses are listed in the order that they should be done. It even tells you what are the prerequisites, what course you need to have completed before in order to do a particular course. So you will get a document like this from your program coordinator, and that is what you'll be working with your program coordinator as you go through your degree program. I cannot end without saying the Bible for you being here is the UCC Student Handbook. Anybody mention handbook since morning? The Student Handbook is free. Can you imagine in this day and age something is free? All right. If you go on the UCC website, you will find it there. Student Handbook. It is free. It's a PDF file. You got to know it. All right. So start reading. It has in all the rules, all the policies, all the procedures summarized for you. Anything that you could possibly want to do is explained in that student handbook. And Professor Paul is going to make sure that you get some quizzes on that student handbook content in UCC 101. Who is doing UCC 101? Yeah, everybody who comes in has to do UCC 101. And one of the things we want to make sure is that you are aware of our rules, our policies, or procedures. And the student handbook gives you that information. So go to the UCC website, it's their student handbook. If you go in the student management system, Orion, there is a link to the student handbook. When you get access to the learning management system, there is a link to the student handbook. It is everywhere, okay? And it is free. So there is no excuse to say you don't know what is happening and what you should be doing. Clear? All good? Amen, my brothers and sisters. Any questions for me?
Are there any questions? I can see it on your faces. I know your lunches are calling and know your belly is calling. We're almost there. We're almost there. I promise you, we're almost there. All right. So if you don't have the questions now, you can save the questions for when you meet in the breakout rooms with your deans and your coordinators, because we're almost done with this section. Just bear with us one little bit of time more. We have 2 presentations, and I guarantee you're going to be interested in these presentations. Thank you, Mrs. Davidson, Mrs. Sonia Davidson, Dean of the School of Business, Entrepreneurship, and Management. We now have a brief presentation of what our online platforms looking like, so because you're going to need to know your online platforms. And right after that, the lastest thing is we're going to be listening to an SFS officer, Ms. Nicola Muir, telling you about how the money part works. So just 2 things and we're done with this section, and then you can go eat something, and then we go to the breakout rooms. Mr. Williams, Mr. Romario Williams is an online technical officer, and he will now just briefly demonstrate what the online platforms look like so you can be familiar when you get there.
Good afternoon, everyone. I trust that you have been, well in tune to what's happening thus far. So, as Mr. Gary McKenzie mentioned, that my name is Romero Williams. I'm a technical online officer here at the university. Just want to greet you all and welcome you to the university. And I wish you all the best in your endeavors, all right? So I'll be just showing a short video about the Moodle platform. That's the platform that you will be accessing all your lecture content, assignments, and all the assessments that you'll do them through the Moodle platform, all right? So just tune into the short video, then I'll just show a PowerPoint with the demonstration to access the platform, all right?
In this video, you will be provided with an overview of the Moodle Learning Management System. This platform, referred to as UCC Online, facilitates the online teaching and learning experience. The UCC's Moodle site may be accessed by going to the university's website, www.ucc.edu.jm. Scroll down to the yellow menu bar and click on UCC Online. Scroll down once more, then click on My Moodle Login. Another option is going directly to the URL of the Moodle site, ucconline.ucc.edu.jm. After your Moodle account is created, you'll be sent an email with a temporary password and other guidelines for accessing the platform. Once you are on the home page, click on the login link at the top right corner of your screen. Enter your username and the temporary password provided. You will be prompted to change your password. Enter your current password, then enter your new password twice. On signing in, you will be greeted with the My Courses page. This page shows all the courses you are enrolled in. To access a specific course, click on the tile representing that course. You are now on the course page. This is where your lecturer will add resources and activities. The course page is separated into sections. Click on the arrowhead to expand each section to view its contents. To expand or collapse all sections at once, click on the link with the corresponding label. You may also navigate the page using the course index. At the top of the course page, you will find information for frequently contacted departments. The details for accessing class sessions, live or recorded, may be found in the section labeled with either the lecturer and class section's name or the heading Zoom Info and Class Recordings. To access a live class, expand the section and click on the hyperlink Zoom Meeting link. This will open the lecturer's Zoom meeting room. The meeting ID and passcode are also provided. To access a recorded class session, scroll to the table with the heading Zoom Class Recordings. There you will find the links to recorded class sessions. To reset your password, click on the Lost Password link on the login page. Enter either your username or your student email address, then click on the Search button. If your account can be found, an email will be sent to your email address with a link to reset your password. That is the overview of the Moodle platform.
All right, so just in the video that was just done, you would have seen where how to access the platform. That's one. What you will need to access the platform, which is your username and a password. So once you're registered, what we will do is to enroll you to the Moodle platform, right? But first, you'll have to activate your student email address in order to receive that password and that username to go to the Moodle, right? So once you activate your email addresses, then we will enroll you to Moodle. You will get your credentials and you use those credentials now to access Moodle. If you don't activate the email, chances are when we enroll you, you will miss that email. So then you will probably have to reach out to us at our email address, UCC Online, or you'll probably have to call in and then ask to speak to an online officer so we can rectify that for you, right? So activate your emails once you're registered. So once we enroll you, you will get access to the Moodle. There was just a little slight change to how we access the live sessions through the Zoom. So instead of seeing like this, the thing that said Zoom link / recordings, you will only see live, Zoom live / cloud recording. So we have updated how you will access your live class through Moodle. So once you go to the page, you will see that that Zoom link on the course page. And so you will join your lecturers in the live session through Moodle. So in order to go to the live class, you will have to access this platform. All right. Are there any questions at this time? Was the video straightforward for you? All right. So we'll have this video shared with you also and other information that is necessary for you to access the platform. All right. Thanks for watching it, and thanks, and enjoy the rest of the day, and all the best going forward. Take care.
Thank you very much, Mr. Williams. Mr. Romero Williams is Online Technical Officer from the Online Department. All right, so absolutely last. You have a question for him? She has a question for you. You have to make your way back to the mic, and I have to make my...
Good afternoon. My question, if I'm correct, the information I was sent is that to activate or to access the email, I need to use a default password. What if I don't remember that default password that was given when I was signing into Arion?
So if you don't remember the password, you can use the forget password option where you will enter your student email and then that will set, then the system will actually send you a reset password link and you just reset the password.
All right, so I did the forget option and I was told to contact.
Online?
Right.
Yes.
So I need to call then.
So you can call or you send us an email through ucconline@ucc.edu.jm. That information will be shared with you also, all right?
Okay.
All right, thank you. I think there was another question down front. No? No? All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Oh, I'm blocking the camera. Sorry, people online. Peace. Shine. Thanks, Mr. Williams. So our final presentation for the day, I'm see the hungry pound of face. I'm feel it in my belly too. Our final presentation will be done by two persons. Oh, sorry. Will be done by Ms. Nicola Muir and company, and she's from the Student Financial Services Department. You want to know how the money thing work? She gonna tell you. I think you have to hold it. There's something that doesn't really work. And the clicker is here. So please give Ms. Nicola a round of applause, please. Thank you.
One, two. Okay. Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I guess you all are tired, a little bit tired, right? Can you just stand up for a warm-up stretch that will stretch out your leg, your back for a minute? Because we're the department that will take your money. And most people don't like that. So let's just stretch a little bit, get a little warm up. We've been sitting here from about a 10. Before. So while you're doing that, let me just do a little welcome. Welcome. This department is very understandable. We try our best to work with you. We are dedicated. We try our best to help you reach your educational goal. And we are here to serve you. So welcome to the Student Service Department. My name is Nicola Muir. I'm a member of the staff. And I'm here to give you an overview of what the department is about, all right? All right, so first we'll get in the roles of the department. So we provide students with their tuition costs. All right, we provide information about the payment plan, alternate method like SLB. And everybody know that right now, SLB, you don't need a guarantor, right? So you can just use that option. It is easier, safer, and you're sure of your registration for the academic year. Less stress, we don't have to stress about the funds. All right. Another option is we give discount every semester to students. So we give about 10 to 15% discount every semester. I would advise you to utilize that. At the end of the program, you're going to see us save about $200 or $300 and something $1,000. We know that we might not have it, but try your very best. Every little make a muckle. We complete your registration. So we are the department. Once you select your course, you are not registered. You have to come to my department, send me an email, call, and we will register you once payment is done. Okay? No payment, no registration. We provide you with your financial statement. So we outline your course, the payment. I will show you what it looks like. I'll show you a sample going through later down. Financial letters for those who work with the government that need a refund. We are the department, all right? We inform you of various payment methods, provide insight and clarify your financial status. I'm sorry, I've been working a little backward here. So this is your tuition. This is your tuition outline. So you see the online fees. I know you know about the face-to-face fees. So there are different fee structures. The only thing that remains the same is the miscellaneous fee. As you can see, $20,000, all right? All right, so we went ahead. We did a little calculation for you guys, how to calculate your tuition fee, because some students do have difficulties calculating their tuition fee, as majority of Jamaica do not like mathematics. All right? So if you're doing three credit courses, that cost is $128,700, plus the miscellaneous fee, that bring your tuition to $148,700. And if you're going on the payment plan, which is normally 40% upfront, plus your miscellaneous fee, then you will calculate 40% of the $128,700. Then you add the miscellaneous fee, and the difference is paid at a later date. And please note that for this semester, those who are taking the payment plan, your payment due date is on or before November 28th. And note that once that day passes, we charge a little interest on it, all right? All right. This is the reason why I'm saying that I worked a little backward. I should have this slide up first before I present the calculation. So this is what your tuition payment plan looks like. Every semester, you're going to get one of these. All right? So as it reads, for new students, which is majority of you guys, if you pay in full for 3 or more 3 credit modules, you'll receive a 15% discount. But this have a time limit. You have until August 14, which gone already. So majority of you guys are going, I guess, going to take the 40% plus the plan. All right? Which would be option B. And that is 40% off the tuition cost plus your $20,000. Not 40% of the overall cost. All right? And as well, you see the due date and the 7% that I mentioned earlier. And Ms. Davis spoke about the add and drop period. It is also shown here as well. And we do have a late registration period, but they charge a little tiny fee of $3,500 to complete your registration. It's not much, all right? So we do encourage you to try to match the early bird or the regular registration period, because they do add up. All right, as I stated before that, I'll be showing you an example of your financial statement. Too many times, students ask for a financial statement. When it was sent, they don't understand what it is. All right, so we have the debit, the credit, and the balance. With this financial statement, this is showing that the student has an outstanding amount of $35,000. So once the balance side is in black, you're in trouble. You owe the institution, all right? So this outline your courses that you did, the semester, the cost for the courses and stuff. Now, everybody wants to have their financial statement look like this. So once the balance side is in red, some person might get it in red, or you have it in bracket, or the negative as this is, the university uno. All right? We fill out a week, you can get a refund, but that is the end of your program of study. And a little charge from that to a year, $3,500. Right. We have several different payment methods. We try to make your life a little bit much easier. So we can, yes. So you can come in on campus and pay by the cashier. We don't take cash here. It has to be cards, manager's check. You can use their online banking platform, but it's only 3 online banking platforms that is approved. That is NCB, BNS, and JN. When using those platforms, your ID number would be your account number. The account name would be your student name. Okay? You can just type in UCC as the bill payment. You use the bill payment option. We use the bill payment option. So once you go type in UCC, going to ask you for your account number, which is your student ID, account name would be yours. One payment is done, take a snapshot, email it to Student Financial Services. If you have cash, you can go by JN Money Shop or JN Money Bank. If you use a Dropbox, you pay $2,500. If you go in front of the teller, they're going to charge you an extra $1,000. Okay? Or you can use the Arian platform. This doesn't charge you. You use your debit, Visa, or credit card, and just go ahead and make your payment. The Arian platform also has a third-party payment. So of all of us who have our uncles and aunties begging money, and we don't want them to see our grade, we just send them the third-party link. Okay? Yes, and tuition is paid. Here's our contact information. So you guys can go ahead, take a picture of it, the extension, the email address. And that's it. So any question? You want to go back? All right.
Who is the person with the question? This lady in the stripe?
Hi, regarding the discount, I paid through the online platform. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Regarding the discount, I paid through the Arian platform. I had sent an email about asking about the discount, but I didn't get a response. So I wanted to know, how does that get applied?
All right, so you made a payment through Arian platform. You'd have received a receipt, right?
Right.
Just forward the receipt to us.
I did.
But as soon as we get there, we will complete the registration for you, all right?
Okay.
Again, students, I'm asking you guys, whenever you're communicating with us, please quote your student ID number, a contact number, because there are several Mary Jane in the system. All right?
That's all there.
You can come by the office when you're through, all right?
Is there another question? Oh,
So for the account, for the BNS online pay thingy, you're saying that the account number is our student number and the payee name should be our name.
That's correct.
Okay. I never really hear the question that you asked, but in regards to the discount, right? So if you pay the say for instance, you pay the entire 120 something thousand or 40 something thousand, right? At what point you get the discount? You'll owe us until the end of the 4 year.
We will owe you the money we rolled over to your next semester. As long as you made the payment within the discount period, then yes, we will owe you. What I normally advise students to do is to ask for a financial statement at the end of every semester, so you know where you stand with the university. You don't want, at the end of the day, when you're to graduate and collect your certification, you get your owe from Wapikil Philip. And then you say, oh, me never know. So I'm asking you guys at the end of every semester, just ask for where you stand financially, okay?
oh boy, I didn't do the 5K this morning, but I'm doing it in here today. Let me check how much steps I made.
All right, afternoon, everyone. So I want to understand something that you said. You said that if it's a case where the school owes us, right, there's going to be a charge?
Yes, it's on our refund policy. It's on the website. You can go and check it out.
So why is there a charge if you owe me? Tell me. Because if I owe you, there's a charge. And if you owe me, there's still a charge. I don't think that is mathematically correct or fair.
You can speak it, you can take it up with the head of the.
Yeah, man, talk loud so we can understand who we can go to. Please, respectfully.
You can take it up with the head of the company, but it's part in our refund policy. All right?
Da, 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 da. Are there any other questions? I see a hat way over the next time. Channel. All right, I'm making my way to the next question, which is all the way on the other side of the auditorium, up the stairs, up the stairs.
Good afternoon. Just to confirm, what's the percentage for the discount for this semester?
Oh, let me go back to that slide. It's 15% for new students once you are doing 3 or more 3-credit models. So orientation and the core models, they are not qualified.
Okay, I will visit around there, can get 10%.
All right. And for the young miss that speak about the refund, that's the reason why I encourage you guys to ask for your financial statement at the end of the semester. So you don't have to pay us to refund you your money. Okay?
All right, any
So
other
I-
questions?
Any other question? Well, my colleagues and I are at our department. So if you have any question for us, or if you're ready to be registered, then we can assist you.
Oh, there's a question. Oh, Lord. Y'all want me to walk a lot today, don't you? Exercise, she says.
Good afternoon, everyone. So for the Moodle platform, that's it, right? Moodle will get access to that after registration. Okay, so I've been registered and I still haven't received access.
Oh, your mic did? Oh, you're gonna answer. Go ahead.
That question was for the gentleman before me. But they're open, so you can always go around there for assistance. All right. You can ask the security guard to show you where you can find the department, and then you can ask for assistance.
It's always the furthest person away from me that has a question. No, man, when I plan this, I swear.
So, all right, good afternoon. It's not really a question. It's like persons complaining that they can't see the slides. We online can't see the slides. So the person is currently showing. So they just wanted us to make it.
I can ask them to adjust that, and it's information that will be shared with you via email, I think. So yeah. Any questions on the far side of the room? Because y'all want me to walk, apparently. All right, I guess that is it. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Nicola Muir and company. I am convinced that she will be delivering twins, maybe triplets. You're supposed to. Thank you very much. Really appreciate the information from you. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a hell of a morning, but we're done. We're done this section. Just a few announcements. The various departments are open. If you're not finished your recruitment, you can go to the recruitment department, which is to my, how this gonna, when you exit the building, is to the left. The online department is to the right. You can go to the cashier or to the student financial services. If you have documents to be submitted, you can go to the registry to do that. Or if you have queries about the documents, you can go to the registry. We have prepared lunches free of cost. However, as we said before, we were not expecting so many of you to show up today. Yeah, so there is a limited amount of lunches that we have prepared. So the lunches are in 208 upstairs. There are persons upstairs as well. Additionally, you can purchase meals from the campus store, which is across the parking lot. There's a green building. Beside that, there is the campus store. You can get light snacks. Or neighbors across the road at the supermarket, you can access food there as well. So the breakout sessions will happen in about 20 minutes time. Unfortunately for people in the School of Business, because of the sheer numbers of persons, School of Business will have to be here in the lecture theater. There's no eating or drinking in the lecture theater. So if you can grab something and eat it quick or drink quick, you can make it back here because of the sheer numbers. We had planned to do that upstairs on the second floor, but enough no, so we can't manage that. The IT and behavioral science students will remain on the second floor. And we just want to wrap up this session because I know persons are coming from far. I know people have other things they need to do with them Sunday. So we want to get through the session. We want to get through the next sections and get you home safely before night home. Sound good? So see what can happen for you upstairs. If not, you can make your way to the campus store or patronize our neighbors. Thank you very much for coming out and looking forward to see all of you in the semester. Thank you. Have a good one. In 20 minutes time, we will start the breakout sessions. The students from School of Business, Entrepreneurship and Management will meet right here. Remember, there's no eating or drinking in the lecture theater. The persons from the School of IT and Mathematics on the second floor, the persons from the School of Behavioral Sciences also on the second floor. All right, so persons from the College of Occupational and Applied Studies, there will be another session convened for you. I think that's on the 2nd of September by the dean of your school. So you don't have a breakout room this afternoon. So yes, you can go home. You are free to go home, or you can get to know your campus and get to make some friends or something like that. Yeah, you will be sent information from the dean of that school. But those people can still hear me. I totally forgot. You can get your IDs done today. IDs are done in room 102. So when you exit, you're about to exit the building. Instead of exit, you turn left and then up the stairs, you will see a tag that says ID room. Now I have to go outside to tell everybody. So you can get your ID done. And the IDs are already paid for. Once it's not a replacement ID, you just go, you take your picture, you get the ID in a few minutes and you're good. So you can do that now if you so desire.
Later dates.